Today, G. Joseph Buck turns 90 years old. If Joe was to leave a message to a child born today about what the world was like 90 years ago when he was a baby, he might mention things like the Great Depression, a time when everything was cheap and people used things until they genuinely wore out. In other words, how things ought to be. There were cars, airplanes, and electricity. America was a land of family farms, and people went to university close to home. It was the time that Trump's MAGA faithful longed to return to, and Joe Buck was there. So, one might ask, is he to blame for the MAGA movement? Would it even exist were it not for his shimmering example of how an American life should be lived, could be lived? We may never know. So to give the passage of time some perspective, what if the same thing were done for baby Joe? The elder might write something like, "Dear baby Joe, when I was your age, quite new to the world, it was 1846. The Mexican-American War began, which would double the size of the United States. The Oregon Treaty was signed, establishing the 49th parallel between the U.S. and Britain. Canada was not a thing yet. 90 years before you, baby Joe, California declared independence from Mexico in the Bear Flag Rebellion, with visions of establishing a new land in the West for sun-sensitive sailors. The planet Neptune was discovered that year. It had always been there, we just didn't know about it. The Smithsonian was created with legislation signed into law by James Polk. Admission would be set at free, in hopes that someday Joe Buck might visit. And the Irish potato famine began, starting the migration of Irish women to America, which would peak in the 1950s with the arrival of the Connolly girls, and vastly improve Joe Buck's prospects. In the world of innovation, that is the year that George Westinghouse is born. He would later become a key proponent of the alternating current, and also give Joe Buck something to study at school when he wasn't practicing tuba or drinking beer. This was also the year that the Liberty Bell cracked. It wasn't fixed because Joe Buck wouldn't be born for another 90 years. Here's to G. Joseph Buck, a.k.a. our beloved Uncle Joe. Happy birthday. May the 4th be with you.